Hey everybody, welcome to round 2, the finals, game 1. I would not like to mulligan this hand. I can pretend that I'm mono black for a little while. Got that Blightcaster up there with no enchantments, but that's okay. Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm going to curve up into a Divination. So I'll go Child of Night probably first, Divination, and then I will almost certainly have the 4th land to get my Blightcaster. Okay, so he's got a first striker, which is going to turn my guy off. Unless I were to use a Doomblade on it, which I would hope not to have to do. Okay, so he gets his 3rd land drop for a Fire Shrieker. Well, if he equips that up, I might Doomblade it, just for efficiency's sake. So I will Divination here to fill up my hand. To get a Scroll Thief out of it, which is pretty nice. And pass the turn so I don't swing into first strike. Alright, he gets his 4th land drop. He equips up, okay. Probably gonna hit me for 4 here. He actually holds it, okay. That's fine, I don't mind too much. I've got 4 mana here. I'm not really sure exactly what to do with it. I don't know why he didn't send in. Let's see. Seems like the most efficient thing to do here is to Doomblade the Knight, get a 4-point life swing, and then play the Corpse Hauler. I do have a Corrupt coming up, which could take down something that's equipped to the Fire Shrieker. I need 2, well, I'm just going to need 1 more land for it. Alright, so he's got all the way up to 5, and he's got a Siege Mastodon. That thing is massive. And it shuts down my 2 little dirtly guys. It's going to be pretty nice with a Fire Shrieker on it, too. It's going to take a lot of swamps to corrupt that thing out. Or I could just draw Sengir Vampire and fly over Ted. Yeah, so I'll just play Sengir here. Wait for a couple of swamps. No attack, so I'll just F6 through my turn. If I could pick up some Quag Sicknesses, that would take down the Siege Mastodon. Wouldn't have enough to play it all in one turn, though. He's got an Elixir. Doesn't bother me too much, especially if he uses it right away. Unless he's going to use it right away and then play that bear, because then that thing's going to be huge. Is that what's coming down the line? Is it a 6/6? Yeah, it is. Okay. Oh no, 7/7. Sorry. Alright, so where do we go from here? I think he's got us here with this giant army, especially with the Fire Shrieker. But I am just going to hold a Blightcaster here in case I get that Quag Sickness, and hold everybody else back. Okay, so the Fire Shrieker goes on. I can't do much about it. So this Corpse Hauler is going to chump block for me. That guy's just going to eat people for a while. Yeah, I really need to draw some kind of kill spell here. Corrupt isn't going to help me for quite some time. Moves it over to the Siege Mastodon to be a blocker, which is okay, I didn't really plan on attacking anyway. Okay, so another Blood Baron. So I'm going to cast the Blood Baron, and it's just going to end up biting the dust here. I just have to keep feeding the worm until I get something that can deal with it. Now hold the Sengir back just in case he decides to move the Fire Shrieker over to the worm. Yeah, which he does. Because then it holds the Siege Mastodon back, because then I can double block here, and he can only take down the child. Okay. Storm's coming over to play, I can play with the Blood Baron. I just keep fogging him, which is not a good long-term strategy. Alright, he plays past the Fire Shrieker. And Quag Sickness. Okay, so what can that do? -3, get an additional 2. Which will get that down to a 2-2. But only for a turn. Then it gets back up to 4-4. So I do think that I just, well, now if I do this I can kill the Siege Mastodon, which isn't insignificant. I just don't know how I'm going to deal with that worm at that point. Alright, I've been in the tank too long here, my time keeps clicking. So, I am actually going to Quag Sickness over here on the Siege Mastodon and take it down so that I can swing through. I know that I'm going to take an enormous hit from this worm, but I've got to have some kind of offense, and I do have 2 guys that I can throw in front the turns after that. So if I can get some chunks out of him, the 4-point swing here and the stuff in the air going by, I might be able to pull it out if he just bricks all the way through the rest of the thing. If I were to put that on the worm the other way, it would never go down. And so I'm going to go with banking on him bricking. That is my strategy, and I'm sticking to it. Alright, he equips as expected. So that's to take a 14-point chunk out of my life total, dropping me to 10. He would be able to kill me next turn if I couldn't hold up a blocker. A land would be nice here, so I could play both the Scroll Thief and the Blood Baron. I did not get it. So I'm going to have to play the most disposable creature I own. Which, let's see. I think that's going to be the Undead Minotaur. So I'll get him my shot here. Really hope that he doesn't have a passivism. If he doesn't have a passivism, we might have a shot here. Tusker, okay. He's at 7. Got 2 in the air, another 2 I could force. Let's say 4, 5, 6, so I could get him for 6. And then that Corrupt could hit. I could actually pull out of this. So I assume that he attacks with the worm. Needs my Minotaur. If not, I attack him with everything anyway. The Vampire hits. Everybody else has 2 power, so one of them gets eaten by the Tusker. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that would kill him. So he's got to be thinking about what he's going to do here. I mean, he really has flooded. Because you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 cards and 8 lands. So he's drawn twice as many lands as cards. If I was him right now, I would be complaining loudly about my situation. So I'm going to send everybody in. Hopefully he doesn't fog me. That would be really bad. Alright, so he puts the Tusker on the Minotaur. That's fine. Now if he wants to eat the child or the Blightcaster. I think he'd want to eat the child just to keep me from getting past 14, because that would give me another turn on my clock. No, he goes for the Blightcaster, so I can't kill the Tusker post-combat. That'll take him down to 1. As long as he doesn't... oh no. I'm bad at magic. Okay, so... yeah. So I will just let that happen, then I'll play at the Blood Baron and the Child Knight. So we'll start with the Blood Baron and the Child Knight. So I've got him at 1. If I can draw a land, I can corrupt him out for the win. And if he doesn't get 2 answers to creatures, I should be able to just swing through. So he's just sending the worm. Okay. So I will just block with the Child Knight. Alright, so he's going to pass that over to the Tusker, which I don't mind too much. It would kill whatever it hit anyway. Okay, what's he tapping for? He's got 3 white in the pool. Just 2. I'm going to pause this till he decides what he's doing. Okay, he goes to the end. So land would be great. There's no land. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is what corrupt cost. So I will attack with everybody. If he fogs me, then I'll corrupt. Okay, so I got there, largely because he drew twice as many lands as spells. Not in blue. The only thing that we saw that we would want to negate was that equipment. Same thing for the duress. He didn't target anything in his graveyard. He did gain 5 life off that, which could be pretty good. So there's a possibility that I'll play the duress to get out of his hand. I think I'm just going to keep what I've got now, unless there's anything that looks like it would just be awful in this matchup. Yeah, there's nothing that I think would be awful, so I'm going to keep this and keep the duress and negate in mind, just in case he's running more than I think he might be running.